Pipit Adriani. Let me read a synopsis about her speech. Now, Pipit will be sharing with us about a principle in international relations called RP2, or responsibility to protect. She will outline the usage of this principle in the modern history. Ladies and gentlemen, Pipit Adriani, responsibility to protect Pipit Adriani.
Thank you so much for the pressure, the evaluator, and the Toastmaster throughout the evening. But before I start, can I share a screen, please? Yes, please don't count me yet. So, have not started. So 1, 2, 3. R2P, such a short phrase, actually carries a long history. Moreover, I have to talk about it under 7 minutes in Toastmasters. Toastmasters doesn't know about politics or prefers not to talk about politics, but R2P is almost like the neighbor of politics. So I'm trying my best to navigate my topic today without touching politics, but this is pure about international relations. Now, you might be wondering what is R2P, but probably this photo will tell you. Can you confirm if you can see my screen? Yes? Okay, probably some of you are familiar with this photo. And I don't have kids yet, but for me, myself, I cannot imagine how it feels handing over your kid to a stranger with the possibility probably you never will see them again. But you know that probably this is for the best because you're not in a safe situation. You're actually in danger. So just hand over your baby to a stranger. This happened in Afghanistan quite recently when the Taliban decided to run Kabul one more time after the soldiers from NATO pulled out of Afghanistan. And our reaction probably, let's go help them, quick, 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 especially when also they cannot escape. You probably are familiar with the next photo when a lot of people were trying to catch this Air Force flight leaving Kabul, but obviously they couldn't do it. Only 2 people managed to tie themselves to this plane, but of course they couldn't hold the pressure and then they just fell off the sky. So they could not escape. However, with the reaction of we should help them immediately, blah, 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 of course, this cannot be done right away because there's something called sovereignty. Sovereignty is the absolute power of the state to decide whatever is best for their country. Basically, this is the power held by the government. And this is something that probably have a comparison with a traffic light. You hate traffic light, right? Especially if you are the one who have to wait 5 minutes and you're running late, for example. But we will hate it more without traffic light because probably you're even more late than usual if the traffic light doesn't perform or doesn't function, because there will be a huge traffic jam. Same as sovereignty. If we don't have sovereignty, neighbors or countries will continue poking against each other, being nosy. What's going on there? You don't do it right. I will attack you, and then we keep fighting. Actually, this is what happened all throughout history before sovereignty was invented, So it makes even more trouble if there was no sovereignty. Fortunately, we knew better that there was a limit to sovereignty. Let them be. Let them do whatever they think best for their country, as long as they don't do this, one of this. 1, genocide. 2, war crimes. 3, crimes against humanity. And 4, ethnic cleansing. In the modern history, this is called responsibility to protect, or R2P for short. In the modern history, has been done several times. There were several success stories. For example, in Rwanda in 1994. Actually, I used to work for the United Nations for a few months, and I got to meet a lot of people who survived from Rwandan genocide. One of them was my friend Marie-Christine Nibaguire. she was the lucky one because her fellow Rwandans, around 800 of them, 800,000 of them, was killed during this genocide. Of course, the international community couldn't let that happen any longer, right? So they interfered and came to the country to stabilize the order. Although after 800,000 people died. So it was kind of success story, but late, you know. Next one is not long after, it's 1998. It was in Yugoslavia and versus Kosovo, Albania. There were 8,500 people were killed during this crime. And NATO decided to interfere and then stabilize the region as well. So it was kind of a success story. However, not all of the R2P actions were successful. Some even backfired, made the situation even worse than before. They interfered. For example, when what happened in Tunisia, I'm sure you know what happened to George Floyd. He started the Black Lives Matter campaign, basically all around the world, but not many people know about Muhammad Azizi. Muhammad Azizi was from Tunisia. He was a street peddler, like he sold vegetables and fruit on the street, although he had a university degree, but he couldn't find work basically. But the police harassed him. He was so humiliated, so he set himself on fire and caught by the journalists and the people there, and his photo became viral and started what it was called as the Arab Spring. The Arab Spring is when this Arab world suddenly decided to wake up and rise against the tyranny that time, or what they saw as the government. And this was imitated all across the Arab world, basically. Some have stabilized, but others not so lucky. What are the differences? The difference is when the intervention force from the outside is too early. This is what happened. A sudden absence of government makes the situation worse or even out of control, probably even reach the point of no return. The analogy would be this egg. What makes the difference? When the force is from outside and it's too early, the egg will break. But if the force is from inside the right time, the egg will hatch. So this is basically what R2P has been doing. If we do it too early, like we did probably in Libya, in Iraq, and Syria, then it will be disastrous. But if we do it at the right time, just like in Rwanda and Bosnia, then it will be a good outcome. So I hope this can help us learn about R2P. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Pipit. Wow, that's really lovely awareness speech. This is my kind of thing. I always watch this on YouTube or TED Talk most every morning. I tell you that it's the news that I love to see. It's like at that particular moment, I thought I was seeing a TED Talk from you. That was really good, really good. All right.